everybody, my name is LaPrecious. So welcome to my channel. Let's talk with LaPrecious. So today I'll be doing my first mukbang or mukbang where I will be eating this ice cream, which is a combination of Oreos, vanilla ice cream, and dulce de leche topping. And so y'all pretty much is gonna see me just sit here and eat with ice cream on camera while I run my mouth about whatever. So to those of you that just come in the room, this salad. Oh yeah, there's also butter pecan ice cream in here as well. This is just kind of weird because people just be sitting here eating. See if I can smack like the people. So the flavors is butter pecan, vanilla, and Oreo, and just the leche icing. Well, not icing for sure. So, okay. Yes, it's all in one. Have a little Oreo piece. I don't believe people just sit here on YouTube and just eat and just smack and crunch and munch and get like 500,000 views. I'm like, if they can get that much, imagine how much I can get. Now let's see if I lick the spoon six. Let's see what people do. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now. Man, I'm gonna see how I lick the spoon. All seductive like wow. Okay, so okay, people. So now I'm gonna talk about something. So you guys know that I've decided to go back to school. I'm currently studying international business and get my associate's degree, but I've decided to go back to university and try it again and to see if I can get my bachelor's degree in international business. And due to past mistakes, I may not be able to continue that major, but I'm hoping and I'm praying that I do because I really want to get out of my situation. So I'm not in a bad situation, anything like that. I'm blessed. I have clothes on my back, food in my stomach, a house to live in, and whatnot. But I pretty much want to get out of this 9 to 5 fast food job, retail job, or just any other basic kind of job. and get into a career. Now, I'm also going to school for medical interpreting, which I'm going to be finishing up this summer. I wanted to finish it up so bad this winter, but due to people not signing up for the class, I had to go through the whole refund thingamajig and about ripping people's heads off by giving them my money back for a class that people chose to not sign up for or to comply to. So I had to go through that ordeal, and I was able to find a job at McDonald's. And since my boss, couldn't give me more hours, I found a second job at Taco Bell. So now I'm more confident about the kind of money that I'm going to be making. I'm going to be able to pay all my debts as well as, put some of that money towards my goals that I have for myself. So that's pretty much what I'm happy about. Is that I'll be able to accomplish my goals and achieve my goals. So this ice cream, this ice cream combo, I love mixing up different ice cream flavors. So this is nothing new for me. Mm, I'm actually amazed at how good I look in this live because y'all don't know. Like lately, my confidence has really risen and my self esteem has really risen because it's just been kicked into my spirit to just start taking better care of myself and loving myself more. So, I've been watching what I eat and letting myself splurge every now and then with the food, but not too much. And I've just really been, taking some time out to myself and really valuing myself and loving myself. I've actually felt good about it. I exercised the other day. I I've been doing my homework, turning in on time. I've been talking to my friends. I've been making a goals list and everything. So the things and I have decided to go to counseling because I was having like a lot of emotional episodes and whatnot. And that's why you guys haven't really seen me that much on my channel because you guys know in the past the reason why I wasn't as consistent on my channel was due to depression. And I used to have a hard time starting on my channel and doing videos, but now I can do it with no problem. But I just really felt the need to take care of my mental health. So I went ahead and spoke to a counselor earlier this week, and it was really good and it was really beneficial. And I'm glad that I decided to go because it was something that I really needed and it really uplifted my spirits about what I've been going through. So that's pretty much been, what's been going on with me. Now, as far as the dating that I've been now as far as the dating situation I've been going through, my counselor told me to not beat myself up over this, but it's really hard for me not to. But it's like with the last few men I've been talking to, they have been fine, they have been sexy, they have been my type, the kind that I would love to take home one day. And not just for one night, but keep forever. And I ran them off. I did. But the reason why I ran them off is because my emotions were just not up to par to really be in a relationship. Because that's why sometimes when you break up with somebody or get ghosted or just something just happens to you, you you really need to just step back and take a breather and just, wait and see how you feel and see what's going on. Because if you try to get into a relationship way too early, sometimes it's not good. Because you end up being on a rebound, and the other person ends up thinking that, you guys are in love. Hey, beautiful magic, I've missed you. I've been wondering where you've been. I'm like, I know I didn't lose a follower. I'm like, I know I haven't been uploading lately, but I'm like, I hope she didn't stop watching me. But yeah, so with everything that's been going on, that's why it's not good. Like when you jump out of a relationship with somebody to jump into another one, or start talking to somebody, because the other person, it's not fair that the other person has to suffer for what other people have done to you, and it's coming out on them in the new relationship or the new blossoming of a relationship. And you also make yourself look crazy. My phone's jacked up and finally stopped working. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Okay. But I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to see your name pop up on the screen. I'm using the iPad. Okay. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, it's just always a good idea to just sometimes take a breather before you start dating somebody new. And then if you have like these emotional outbursts, because this one guy I was talking to, I wanted to work with him so bad, but I had like a lot of emotional outbursts, and there were times where I would literally start crying because it was just so bad. And I did like a tarot card reading on myself, because you guys know I do tarot readings, and I've decided to do them on myself because I believe that I'm a prophet. And I actually read my astrological sign the other day, because I'm a Sagittarius. And everything that was in the description was stuff I already knew I was, but I never really knew what it was. Like Sagittarius are adventurous. Sometimes we can be a little selfish and a little self centered, but we love exploring different cultures. We love being around people. We are go getters. We don't let anything stop us. We'll get it by any means necessary. And a lot of times we rather be the leader and not the follower. And we're the kind of person that can do stuff on our own instead of doing it with the crowd. And that's exactly how I am most of the time. And so by me doing that reading on myself, I'm like, you know what? This is who I am. So let me go ahead and keep reading about, Sagittarius and whatnot. Then when I looked up the kind of man that a Sagittarius is attracted to, it's an Aries. And I've never been the type of person, hey baby, what's your sign? Or, what sign are you? I think we're compatible. But now that I think about it, I think that's actually a good thing to look into, because an Aries man matches me to the T. Because it said the Aries man is very compassionate, understanding, a great lover, and they're such a great lover sometimes that they can actually develop a sex addiction. And for me, that's a good thing because I like sex, but I wouldn't want it to become like an addiction or anything like that. But they also like to pursue their women, and they like to, have a chase. And that's something that I like. I like it when a man chases me or pursues me, especially when he's interested in me. Because I like being seen as important and seen as, beautiful and interested enough for him to seek me out. So I actually like that. And the thing that I also love about the Aries man is that they said that he, okay, I already said he likes to chase, good lover, passionate. Um, he will express his love for you sometimes without there being any reason for it. And that's the type of person that I need as well, because we live in a day and age of situationships. and F boys and things of that nature. And a lot of times men will pursue you on a romantic level and they'll just love bomb you to death in the beginning. And all of a sudden they just drop you. Mm, bam. You say your father is a Sagittarius and your mother is an Aries. Okay. Are they still married or ever were married or are they still together? Okay. Never married. Okay. hmm Okay. But he was in love with her. Yeah, and see, and that's so. I'm not gonna say it's strange, but that's a coincidence that I'm talking about this as the Aries and the Sagittarius. Go well together. And you said your father was a Sag and your mom was an Aries. So yeah, and I'm like a lot of the descriptions that is in an Aries man is exactly what I'm looking for. Because, like I said, in the day and age of situationships and hookups and stuff like that, a lot of these men can approach you on a romantic level and y'all could be talking, getting to know each other, and be in that honeymoon like stage where you start falling in love with each other and really getting to know each other and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, bam, you don't hear from them anymore. They're gone. They're not here. And then they'll text you out the blue, good morning, what's up, baby? Where you been? And just a whole bunch of bull crap. But yeah, and so I'm like, you know what? An Aries man is somebody who's more my flavor. Now they did say, and this is true, because they did say that with an Aries man and a Sagittarius woman or vice versa, sometimes they may not be able to withstand a relationship or really vibe that long because they have difference of opinions. And I know I'm like this, especially, and I've had to learn to love people and to not be so quick to throw people away that are different than me or that believe different. The only time I have an issue with people that believe different or whatnot is that they try to make me feel like I'm wrong in how I feel or that I should change the way that I feel. That's the only time I don't like that. Well, mm, it's happening pretty good. That's when you let it, sizzle down and manifest. That's when it'll get good. So, but yeah, and so I'm like, a lot of this is describing the kind of man that I'm really interested in and the kind of man that, I really want to be with. And the whole difference of opinions thing, like I said, I've learned to live with. Everybody's not going to believe like you. Everybody's not going to like what you like. And you have to respect it and have to be okay with that because if I want somebody to respect me and my difference of opinions or beliefs, I have to do the same for somebody else. And so that's what I really learned to do. And they said, but other than that, an Aries man and a Sagittarius man can, really get along. So I'm like, excuse me. So I'm like, you know what? That's the type of, dude that I need to be with. And so now I have such a clear cut understanding of what it is that I want in somebody. Because to be honest, I'm tired of I had to learn that, yeah, a lot of us sometimes, and it can be hard because I think the reason why we don't like listening to other people's opinions or accepting other people's opinions, because then we feel like we're giving up on our own values and belief systems and whatnot and letting them win. And then we feel like we're kind of not so much degrading ourselves, but we're kind of putting our own you know, beliefs and systems on the back burner just to please somebody. But it's not always the case, and I've had to learn, to just be quiet sometimes and to not argue nobody down about their beliefs. That's what they believe and that's what they want to stand on. Then that's them. And it doesn't always make them a bad person for being different or having a different viewpoint. It's just they're different. Now, sometimes I will say, depending on what it is. Hey, add channel name. Depending now, sometimes depending on what opinion it is, you do have to cut people off sometimes. Sometimes you do. Because I feel like sometimes with religious opinions, sometimes with sexuality, it's just certain topics you have to be careful of that you're talking about with people. Because sometimes those can rip people apart. Politics, religion, sexuality. I mean, it's a lot of them. So I feel like people can be different, but sometimes, even though you feel like you should be able to be open and honest with everybody, sometimes you just can't. If you know that certain values and beliefs that are different than the other person you're dating or friends with, or even family members with, can accept and you can voice those. But sometimes you can still believe in whatever you believe in that's different and not voice those, especially if you know it's not going to be accepted. Because we also live in a time where everybody wants to air out all of their business on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rumble, dating apps, whatever social media platform you can think of. They think that they could just, bam, I'm gonna tell everybody I'm gay. Bam, I'm gonna tell everybody that I had a baby today. Bam, I'm gonna tell everybody that I got married. Bam, I'm gonna tell everybody I'm cussing my boss out on Instagram Live at 5 o'clock this afternoon when we get out of here. It's like everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to have a moment, and some people don't understand that this stuff backfires. Oh yeah, the mukbang is over. I ate the ice cream. You add channel name. You're gonna have to go to like the beginning of the video because see all my ice cream and stuff is gone. But yeah, the mukbang stuff that's at like the beginning of the video, but the ice cream was good. But yeah, and you got people that want to have a moment and go viral all the time, and that stuff backfires. Like that girl that's being talked about a lot on Black YouTube platforms of how she was seeing a man and she walked in one day, she left her phone on the table in his apartment, and she caught him having sex with another man. And so she said she was going to extort them and she was going to tell it unless they gave her some money. And then she's like, and then she went ahead and posted one of the guy's pictures on her Facebook page and, blew him up, was talking about him and stuff. And then they did say he was a goon. Anybody who knows, you don't blast no goon's business out, especially if you're going to blast them out for being gay. Because when it comes to street culture, no matter what it is, even if they are gay, it's just one of those things that's probably known, but you don't say it. With hood people, gangsters, and things like that, gay, anything LGBTQ related is not always accepted, nor is it discussed or talked about or anything like that. So she went ahead, posted the picture, put them on blast, and she was driving one day, and the dudes, I guess the goon or the guy he was sleeping with or whatever, they drove up right beside of her and shot her in the head, and she ended up spinning around and wrecking her car and hit another person. And these cars looked horrible. They looked so bad. These cars were halfway totaled. Like they looked like a half smashed, cut up soda can. Those cars was messed up that bad. Now the other person that she hit when she got shot in the head or whatever ended up in critical condition. I don't know if they died or not because that accident was bad. But you see how she ended up losing her life over that. And I've even told my friend about, voicing opinions and getting mad at people online and talking about it on Instagram, on your Facebook statuses. It's not worth dying over. I've seen so many stories on YouTube about girls, mainly girls, especially black girls, unfortunately, fighting with somebody over a man, fighting with somebody over a boy. They meeting up in person to fight, and these people end up dead. Like, I remember one time there was a girl, and I don't know if this started on social media or not. She decided to fight a girl in the street while holding her newborn baby, dropped the baby, and the baby died. I'm like, is it that serious that you gonna hold your child while you knocking somebody out and drop the baby and kill the baby? Like, everything does not have to be fought over. And 9 times out of 10, when y'all fighting over men and boys and stuff, these boys and men ain't even worth fighting over. Because as soon as you get killed or get shot, stabbed, beat up down to the ground over some boy or some man, that boy and man gonna leave you and be with somebody else that's gonna have more self-respect and more self-worth and be with them. And you gonna be dead in the ground with no life when you could have had your whole life ahead of you to live, all because you want to be stupid and fight over some man. Like, like people today are just no brainers. I'm like, y'all are literally fighting each other and stabbing each other over men and boys that's not even gonna remember y'all's names 10 years from now. Especially if y'all not in a relationship. And a lot of times those toxic and dysfunctional relationships don't even be lasting long. Because they either end up beating each other up, having a whole bunch of kids, they stay for the kids or whatever, somebody get cheated on and they break up, and it's just this never ending cycle. But yeah, she did seem one, like, I'm gonna be honest, and this may sound mean. She did seem like one of them ragamuffin females where as soon as she heard something, she was gonna run and tell it or be on TV being like, I saw these people over here doing this, and that's how we do over here. She seemed like the type. I agree with you, beautiful man. She did seem like the ragamuffin type, where when she as soon as she heard some news or seen something, she was gonna run and tell it. And unfortunately, and it's sad that she died over that. Like, you want to be silly and out this man for being gay, and you lost your life over it. Another thing I would say about the whole LGBTQ thing, leave people alone in that community, whether you support them or not. Just leave those people alone. I'm not gay, I'm straight, but I don't have nothing against people in the LGBTQ community. I've had friends, classmates, coworkers who love me and care for me and stuff. So they're not all bad people like people try to make them out to be. But just leave them people alone. Everybody, here's the thing about the LGBT community. If they want to be, transgender, transvestite, whatever, that's their business, that's them. But I also feel like people need to stop trying to always embarrass them or bully them or just try to out them, because just because you have a lot of these other people coming out as gay, bisexual, transgender and stuff doesn't mean that everybody want to come out the closet, because they do have different terms for people that perform sexual acts with the same sex, but they don't consider themselves gay. And it's actually called MSM, which is men who have sex with men, but they don't consider themselves to be gay. I don't know why, because I mean, if you have a sex with somebody of the same sex, that's considered homosexual. But MSM men who have sex with men, they see having sex with another man as maybe like a hobby or a pastime or just something they like to do, but they don't really see themselves as gay. And these men, they could have been on the down low, DL, or they could have been MSM, or who knows what could have happened. That wasn't that in that moment. That was just not her business to do. And as we see, you just can't be telling folks business like that. You just can't. And then we have the thing with, Pop Smoke. Now, I had never even heard of this rapper before. I saw this big buff, dark skinned guy with the plaits and the blue furs and stuff, all over Instagram, people saying rest in peace and all of that. And they showing clips of his videos and the chains and all that kind of stuff. And when everybody kept saying that people was jealous of him and that's why they killed him. And and then they eventually came out and said he was a gang member. He was a Crip. And they said instead of this being, yeah, like that's all she had to do was just leave and just come back. Or just if she would have came in, would have been like, she should have just grabbed her phone and ran out, acting like she didn't see nothing. And that could have been that. And if she was talking to the dude, she could have told him like when she got home or something like that, I didn't know you was gay, or like I just can't be dating somebody that's not, honest about themselves or something like that. And she could have left the dude alone. But no, you want to be ratchet and have a moment. And then they even said she tried to extort money from them, where she said that in order for her not to tell, she wanted them to pay her some money for her. And she ended up getting killed. Now with Pop Smoke, they said that he was a target instead of a random act of violence. But I did see where he was flaunting and flossing on Snapchat and Instagram, where he was showing off, the rings and the watches, and he showed a bag, and the bag had his home address on it. And they said that's how the people was able to figure out what where he stayed at and how they broke in his house and and shot him and all that. The only thing that I could say is that it was sad that he was just 20 years old and he lost his life like that. A lot of people said that he was going to be the king of New York. They already calling him the king of New York because they said it's been a long time since somebody from New York has, really made a big impact. Because y'all know in the 90s, early 2000s, New York pretty much held the torch for hip hop for a minute. And then it's like people coming out of like places like Chicago, Atlanta, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, and all these different places. So New York really don't have that cool like they used to. But the only thing I can say about this Pop Smoke stuff is just stay out of the gang life. They're saying now that Cardi B and Cardi B's friend Starbrim might get a couple years in jail because of those stunts they pulled at that strip club with those strippers that had supposedly slept with Offset. So, and I don't even understand why people even still gang bang nowadays. Because gang banging, in my opinion, I went to school with gang members. And this was back in like the late 2000s, 2007, 6, 7, 8. And see, back then it was kind of normal, for there to be gangs and stuff. But I'm like, in the world we live in, where especially for minorities or people of color, where we have all these school programs, sports events, scholastic opportunities, college funds, and things like that for black and brown people. And I'm speaking of black and brown people because these are the people I mainly see affected by, this gang life and violent, culture and stuff. And I'm like, if we have all of these opportunities for people of color, and the people that live in the bad neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, they can't even say that they don't have opportunities. Because I used to be a teacher's assistant for a program that was for kids that grew up in like underprivileged neighborhoods and schools and stuff. So I'm like, y'all don't have no excuse to gang bang and put in work, slashing people's faces and robbing people for a buck when you got all these opportunities for people of color to move up and get something. I'm like, you can get a job working at McDonald's, at Taco Bell, Walmart, anything, and work for maybe about 15 hours or so, depending on, living situation and stuff. And make maybe about $100 or $200 every 2 weeks, depending on your hours. And you can put some of that money towards a class and become a teacher's assistant, a substitute teacher, or an interpreter, or a medical assistant, or something. I'm like, there are so many opportunities for us to have money, and we still want to go out here and gang bang and get shot up, killing people and robbing people, and going to jail. I'm like, this whole blood crip and all this stuff is just old. It's like, who still do, I mean, of course, people still do this stuff. So I'm not gonna say who still does this stuff, but I'm like, why? Like, just why? And then for Cardi B of all people to be a blood. Now, I heard like a past interview with Star Brim, and they was talking about how Cardi got jumped into the Bloods gang, and I didn't even know that Star Brim. They said she was one of the highest ranking blood leaders in her sect, and she said Cardi was under her. So in order for you to be like a blood, not even just a blood, but to be a female at that, anybody who knows street culture or hood culture, especially when it comes to gangs, when you a female, you have to work really hard to get your rank up because it's a known fact. Dudes already see you as weak because you're a woman. You got to get jumped in the gang or whatever. You got to put in work harder than the other dudes do in order for you to level up. And anybody knows when you do that whole stuff or sleep with somebody in the gang to get up or whatever, they don't respect you. They just see you as a good time, somebody that's a shove around, push around, a couple of dudes, and maybe the OG will sleep with you every now and then, and eventually they outcast you in the game. Because even though gang culture and see, secular life has a funny way of judging people and placing people in high places and low places. Even though these people do stuff that's considered to be sins according to other religions and whatnot, they still judge you harshly. So it's like you come up with the sex stuff, snorting weed and coke and all that kind of stuff, being gay. It's like they have a funny way of judging you. It's like you can be bad, but you can't be taboo. It's like if you bad like us, we'll rock with you and whatever. But when you start doing that whole stuff and the gay stuff and all this other stuff that we usually don't do, we can't rock with you no more. Because then you making us look bad. But yeah, so Star Brown, she's had to put in a whole lot of work to be a high ranking female blood leader. Because for women in gangs, especially male oriented gangs like Bloods and Crips, it is not easy for us to level up in those gangs. Because you have to put in a whole lot of work just to be somebody in a gang, not even just a leader, but to be respected as a woman. You got to put in some work. So Star Brim, I mean, it's obvious she done put in the work since I found out that tip. But Cardi B, and even with Star Brim is pregnant. I mean, and a lot of y'all didn't know that, but yeah, Star Brim is pregnant, and she's supposed to be having her baby, I think, in the next couple weeks or so. And now they're saying she might be looking at like 10 years in jail or more because of some other stuff that done racked up on her. And I'm like, why? And then Cardi B, she got money and all this kind of stuff. She got a baby. She got a husband. She has new music supposed to coming out, and we only heard like a snippet of a single with like two words in it. But anyways, it's like Cardi. It's like you are rich. You like the little lost girl who made it, and you want to do this little silly stuff with this gang stuff, like you still in the hood being a stripper and a gang member, and you gonna turn around and do this stuff and jeopardize your whole future over some girl. And I feel like you need to leave that offset. Star Brim is a stripper slash bartender. If you go on her Instagram page and look at like her old picture, she's like this tall, skinny, dark skinned Guyanese girl from New York because her and Cardi B are like best friends. And she got like a lot of tattoos with a real big bumblebee butt. And that's Star Brim. Everybody knows that's Cardi B's best friend. And so, yeah, they done got into some stuff that's about to land them in jail unless they're able to shake off some of those charges and cop a plea deal. But it's just silly to me. Gang culture, gang life is silly. I've seen tons of documentaries. The school I went to was in, I think, a Crip or a Blood neighborhood. And I done seen them all. I done seen people who had parents that was Crips and Bloods and stuff, and so they grew up in the gang, so they really didn't have no choice. And I've heard of people, that have had friends that got killed, before they turned 18, being in gangs and stuff like that, going to jail. And it's just not worth it because it's like y'all live a life where you have to shoot people, kill people, rob people, and pretty much terrorize people for a living. And every time you walk out your door or walk up the street, you in fear of getting killed or you in fear of getting caught by the police for something that you did. And I just don't see why y'all have to choose that. Because there's money out here for everybody that's legit. Like I said, go to a bank. I was talking to a bank teller a long time ago. She said you can graduate from high school and become a bank teller. Bank tellers, they start making what, $40,000, $50,000 out the gate, full time. And with that type of money, an 18-year-old can go to school, get an apartment, and probably pay a car note on their car. So it's like you pretty much set when you graduate from high school. So that's all I have to say about that gang stuff. So, because the way I see it, that type of stuff, it don't make no sense to me. And so now, I really like this look. I said now I'm just play it, plain and simple because I have my little hoop earrings on and my little swoop hair in the back. I can't stay up too late, y'all, because I gotta work tomorrow at the Mickey D's and Taco Bell. I gotta make this money. Well, yeah, I like this. Now I know I look. I don't know how I look in this. I feel like I look good anyway, but but yeah, I like this little simple look. Now if I had my wig on, had the hair coming down, look better. I look kind of like an Egyptian with this. But yes. Oh, and then I also found out that Zeus is going to be featuring Omarion with the Millennium Tour. And I thought that was great because due to all the drama that Omarion has been through when it came to April and Lil Fizz, that is like a blessing. Because Zeus, they have paid a whole bunch of black folks a lot of money for these shows on the Zeus network. You got Black China, Jocelyn Hernandez, and I know I've been backed up on my Jocelyn Hernandez, reviews and stuff. But I'm gonna do the review for the last episode that came out Sunday tomorrow. So you guys will get my input and my intake on that. And no, B2K not getting paid for that. Because B2K, well, no, B2K not getting paid for that little slot that they're about to do on Zeus. They're not getting paid for that. That's Omarion. Because Marion, now I don't know the business dealings behind that. Because sometimes people with these groups, they be having, contracts and trademarks and stuff to certain things where if they own the name, they could slap it and paste it on anything and make money for it, even though there were other people involved in that group with that name. They may not make money for it, but I feel like that was the sweetest revenge he could have ever got on Lil Fizz. Because, everybody was respecting Omarion for him being unbothered and laying low when all that stuff was happening. And, he was saying, I don't believe in dealing with certain stuff. I'ma just respect them, let them live their life and let them do them. And he got blessed for that. Because the thing is, Zeus, they probably paid him a good check. Because that Millennium Tour, that made them like over $5 million on that tour. So they made some big money on that tour. And I even went to the tour. You guys saw where I did a video about Raz B, wilding out and pulling out the tour. And I said, you better not pull out this tour if I don't pay this money for these tickets. And and I'm going to see them. And that concert was amazing, y'all. I have footage of the performances from the Millennium Tour. And I'm going to review the Millennium Tour on this channel from that. And I will be uploading, some things. Hopefully YouTube won't flag my channel and say, due to copyright infringement and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully they won't get my channel for that. But I really would like to show y'all those clips of that concert because it was amazing. Chingy was good. I didn't really care too much for Yin Yang Twins. Mario was good. It was Chingy. I love Chingy. When Chingy first came out, I was a big fan of his. It was Chingy, Mario, Bobby Valentino. Bobby Valentino was good. I wish he would have performed some more of his songs, but he only performed the songs that came out, when he first started blowing up. And B2K, of course, was like the closing. No, they wasn't. They was like the beginning big act at the end. Then it was Pretty Ricky. And Pretty Ricky, they was amazing at the end of it too. And it was just real cool, calm, and collected. And I loved how rehearsed it was. Because they had, everybody saw the videos of them dressed in all white with the matching outfits and them being in, the studio rehearsing everything. Now, I do wish that they would have brought on Immature in some scenes because they did another Millennium Light tour with Immature and it's garbage. Because I've been seeing so much stuff about that and Ray J, and I think somebody else had pulled out the tour after they did like their first 3 or 4 concerts. And Immature, I did like Immature growing up. I liked them from the We Got It song to First Time, and they had another song called like None of Your Business, Mind Your Business, and it was on the soundtrack of an Eddie Murphy movie. And I think Rosario Dawson was in that movie too. I can think of the name of it. But yeah, like they had a lot of good songs back then. And I liked how everything intertwined because back then with black cinema and black music, everybody knew everybody. So whenever you saw like a black music video or a black movie, somebody from like Dr. Doolittle will be in like a B2K music video. Or maybe one of the band members from B2K could be in like a Proud Family episode. So it was like everything that was black was kind of like, intertwined. And it kept us familiar with the people so that we would know, who these people were. And so, I just really like that. So, I hope that, Marion does really well with this Zoo show. I think it'll be good because that Millennium Tour, it was perfect. That is the first time out of all the concerts I've been to, because I've been to Bad Bunny's concert, I've been to J Balvin's concert, and the Millennium Tour concert. And I could say the Millennium Tour by far was the best concert out of all those 3. The best because the music was on point, dancing was on point, outfits, everything was on point. So I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and have a good day.